Hey everyone, how you going? I hope you are ready for an exciting presentation on how you can balance your emotions and also targeted towards personalities as well. So we're going to go through the various personality types, and this is based on a book that I recently read, or actually it was a fair while ago now. It was given to a friend of mine, and it's called Personality Plus by Florence Latour, and it's based on Hippocrates' 4 base personalities being sanguine, choleric, melancholy, and phlegmatic. So some of the examples that we're going to go through in this presentation, some family members, and you can see there's some nice little family happy snappies down the bottom there. And we'll go through what these personality types are so you can make a little bit more sense of what you might be and what oils might help you with balancing your emotions or managing your biorhythms of life. So in this slide, we can see the various personality types, or the 4 base personality types, and you're more naturally going to be one than any of the other 3, but you can also be a mixture of 1, 2, sometimes even 3, and in very rare cases 4. Sometimes when people think that they're 4, they're usually confused, but most people are either 1 or 2. So in our sanguine category, which are our promoters, our leaders, usually fairly carefree, they're easygoing, they're very talkative, they're outgoing. They're the people that you see up on stage, the lead singers, the general managers, the CEOs. They're the ones getting in front of people and really getting out there. So our phlegmatics, our peaceful phlegmatics, they're our supporters. They're usually very calm. They get along with everybody. Unfortunately, they can be quite controlled. Sometimes the cholerics take advantage of the phlegmatics, and they end up getting trampled on. And that's why they need an essential oil like Elevation to help lift their mood and get them going, because they can be quite passive, a little bit too passive at times. Moving down to the bottom right corner, we've got our melancholies, and our melancholies are our analysts. So they're our people that love Excel spreadsheets. They're usually accountants or scientists, and they love to just pull things to pieces and really analyze how they work. One of the counter effects, or one of the personality traits that goes with being a melancholy, is it can be quite pessimistic or negative, and in order to counteract that negativity and that pessimism, we can use Citrus Bliss to really lift us up and make us more positive and put us in a better mood. And our cholerics, they're our controllers. So they're usually running clubs and are in management positions or supervisor permissions, and they can run anything. You put them in front of a board, and they'll know how to manage budget, put people or delegate tasks. But in retrospect, they can be quite domineering as well, and they can also be quite stressful because of that nature. They're very goal-driven. So Serenity calms them down, slows down the mind, helps them sleep at night, and really just brings things back a notch. For the sanguines, I didn't touch on the essential oil there. That would be good for them, but balance is really good for sanguine because they're so flighty. They're out there and they're flying in the wind. They think in colors. You need to ground that personality, and by grounding that personality with the balance, it's a really good grounding oil, great for your root chakra. It really brings them back down to earth, makes them nice and chilled out. So essential oils, they enhance our moods, and the way they enhance our moods is pretty cool. We have what's called the olfactory system, and this is a picture of my in-laws. So Sharon and John looking quite merry on Christmas Day there with my wife Renee. And I'm going to skip through to this slide here because I started talking about how essential oils actually affect your emotions. So we have the olfactory bulb, which is all linked up to your amygdala and your hippocampus, and that they control your emotions. So the sensors inside of your olfactory system that process sense of smell, they are directly linked to your amygdala, which control your emotions. And 98% of drugs or pharmaceutical or synthetic form drugs, they can't actually cross this blood-brain barrier and affect our emotions. They usually block our emotions. But essential oils, because they're so effective at crossing the blood-brain barrier, like frankincense, which is profound in its effect in treating dementia, Alzheimer's, depression. One of the biggest causes of depression is lack of oxygen, and frankincense just carries that oxygen into the brain. It's an amazing essential oil. And they're also, they work with our cells. Yeah, these synthetic drugs that we get in our pharmacies, they're designed to block or mask symptoms. The essential oils, they work with our systems. They work so well. So it just makes sense that they actually can impact our mood. And in our time and while doing this business, we've actually found that emotional effects or emotions have a very profound impact on our physical well-being as well. So a lot of the time our physical illness and pain is actually caused by emotion. We'll cover a bit more of that at the end. So just back to our mood matrix and our 4 oils, the sanguine or the promoter. So they're using the balance choleric or the controller. They're using serenity, and melancholy or the analyzer. They're using the citrus bliss, and the phlegmatic supporters, they're looking at elevation. So we're going to go through some of the various personality types, and on this slide here I've got a couple of pictures of some typical promoters. We got, I'm not sure if you can guess them there, but we've got Steve Jobs, Miranda Kerr, and Sir Richard Branson, looking very much like a promoter with the lippy on. And the reason why these guys need balance is because they can just be so out there. I mean, look at Richard Branson. He's got lipstick on, and good on him for doing it. He's getting the attention, but he also needs to come down to earth every now and then. I'm pretty sure he doesn't go to bed with that red lipstick on. These are some of the oils that are in balance. Balance, I actually recommend to everybody every day. 2 drops on the base of each of your footsies in the arch is a good place to put it, so don't walk oil all over the house. Back of the neck is also really good. And it's a really grounding blend that just provides the opportunity for you to choose how you react to given situations. That's why I call it my Zen oil. Frankincense, which has an amazing effect on our cells. I've seen slides of the way that balance affects our cells, and it oxygenates our cells. And you can see these coagulated cells going through a petri dish, and then they add balance, and then these cells are just they're oxygenated, they're free flowing. So really good for also a jet lag and avoiding any issues while you're flying as well. So Serenity, which are our controllers. So Serenity for our controllers, who are our powerful cholerics. So they're the people that are always in control. They're running everything. They're running the club. You've got some typical controllers down there. Some may say 2 fat controllers. One's Clive Palmer, if you don't know who that dude on the left is. And our mate from Thomas the Tank Engine, the fat controller himself, g'day. has also joined us. So these guys, they may experience some fairly stressful situations and find that their mind is constantly going because they're so busy and they're controlling everything. Yeah, they're trying to control their universe, and they just really need to calm that emotion. And with Serenity, which is full of some amazing calming oils, this has actually worked really good for me. Being in IT, I like to be in control of everything. So I would get to go to bed tonight, and I'd be, controlling the way I breathe, and find it hard to actually get to sleep. So I was experiencing sleeplessness, and Serenity was one of the first oils that really helped me in my path to health and happiness. Lavender, really good. Bottoms of the feet, back of the neck. Once again, Roman chamomile, very calming. You've all had chamomile tea. Ylang ylang, also really good for high blood pressure. And sandalwood, vanilla bean extract just gives it this beautiful rounded scent. The Serenity is the oil I actually go to whenever anybody comes to me and just doesn't know where to start. I hand them Serenity, and it's just such a pleasant smelling, beautiful oil. Really smooth. And you can see me there trying to control my father-in-law, telling him to, you got to go up, put some Serenity on me, calm me down. So the Analyzer, which is our perfect melancholy. So they're the guys, they're our accountants, our spreadsheet Nazis. They're dotting our I's and crossing our T's, making sure everything is perfect. And Citrus Bliss livens up our analyzers and our melancholies, puts a little bit of vibrance in their life. So the wild orange is an amazing oil. I drink it in water. I find it really uplifting, great for concentration as well as stimulating the immune system. Lemon, very uplifting once again, also really good for purification, and it's a natural alkalizer too. Same with grapefruit. Citrus Bliss isn't an essential oil blend that's actually recommended to be taken internally, even though there's a lot there that you typically would. Mandarin is also in there for a bit more citrus oomph. Bergamot is great for depression and people who have experienced any traumatic experiences. We've got some typical melancholy analyzers down the bottom there. Don't know if you can pick them. We have our friend Sir Thomas Edison, inventor of the globe. And we also have Mr. Albert Einstein, which you'd sort of argue if he was your typical analyzer, very universal and open-minded man. So more citrus coming through there on Citrus Bliss, tangerine, clementine, and also vanilla bean extract once again, which just gives it that really nice rounded end tone, and it's just great for combating that stress for those perfect melancholies that just need everything to be perfect. So going to talk about our supporters now, or our peaceful phlegmatics. So the phlegmatic and supporters, because they often do get taken advantage of, or they're always putting other people first, sometimes they get in the pits and they may need some support with elevation. Elevation is also our party oil. So Renee and I, we don't drink much at all these days. If at all, we might go for months without drinking, but if we're going out and we want to lift our mood a bit, we'll just get our elevation oil, splash it around. I like to put it just around my neck or the back of my neck, or you can just rub it all over your face, melt your palms. It's just so uplifting. It's beautiful. So some of the ingredients there: lavender, tangerine, alami, lemon myrtle, melissa, which is an amazing oil, really good for anxiety and uplifting, and very highly antiviral as well. So really good for combating herpes simplex, ylang ylang. Also another, I mean, it's a calming oil. It's not really uplifting, but it is balancing out that blend. And all these blends are put together by doTERRA and formulated. We don't make our own blends. doTERRA do the hard work. They've got the lab, they've got the science. They know what goes into the oils. All we do is just take the lids off and educate people about how to use them. So osmanthus as well is in there, and sandalwood, a nice calming oil. So it's a really well balanced oil, this Elevation. It's a lot of people's favorite. Beautiful oil, one of Renee's favorites. And we can see a picture of my lovely mother-in-law, the supporter, always putting other people first. Occasionally we might go to her with some Elevation and give her some time for herself and boost that mood, get her ready to serve people once again. So essential oils are really for all types of personalities. Love this little graphic down the bottom of the screen. Such beautiful colors in there. So once again, balance. That can be used for promoters and controllers. It doesn't just necessarily need to be only for our promoters. Serenity, it can also be used for our controllers and promoters. Similar personality traits, controllers and promoters. I'm actually, if I was to categorize myself, because you've got to be able to categorize yourself to be able to categorize others. As bad as that sounds, I'm definitely a typical promoter controller. So I do use and get a lot of benefit out of balance and serenity, just to bring me back down to earth, get me grounded. Once again, citrus, bliss, analyzers, and supporters, they're both going to get benefits out of these. And you're seeing a bit of a pattern here, elevation for supporters and analyzers. So those supporters and analyzers, they're having the uplifting oils. They're our that's actually a combination of left and right brain. So serenity for our controllers, and our analyzers, they are right brain, whereas our supporters and our promoters are sorry, other way around, our left brain, whereas our supporters and promoters are more our right brain. But as you can see, you can mix those oils up. You don't have to just use elevation if you're a supporter and categorize yourself. Use all the oils, and we all have different times when we need to be lifted up or brought back down to earth. All the oils are for everybody. So there's some really good resources on the website. As I was talking about earlier on in the presentation about the emotional route to our physical ailment, we have a machine called a Zyto, which measures your energetic field, and it actually picks up on which oils would be best to you. And it's usually always linked to your underlying emotions, which may be triggering a cold or a flu or an allergy or digestive issues. And as you can see in this chart, which is available from this link here, if you want to grab that, I can put that in our little Q&A and chat prompt at the end of this presentation. It's definitely worth getting this sheet because if you can address that emotional root, then you're going to get on top of that that physical ailment and how it's actually been shown. So I want to help you guys balance your emotions with these amazing essential oils that we have on offer. It is so easy. You just take the lids off, throw them on the back of your neck, put them on the bottoms of your feet, stick them in the diffuser, some of them you can ingest. So we're here to help you with any of your emotional concerns, and also any questions on how to use the essential oils and how to get them as well. So in saying that, if you don't already have a wholesale account, you can get one. If you head to our website, pureoils.com.au, and under the wholesale account section, there's a link that says how to join. That takes you through the steps on how to get a wholesale account. And you can go in and you can either choose an enrollment kit or individual oils. If any of the oils in this presentation have tickled your fancy, then it's definitely worthwhile adding those into your enrollment order. And we have a general rule: if you're looking at getting some essential oils and you're ahhing about a wholesale account, it's you already save money getting a wholesale account if you get more than 3 or more essential oils in the year. So as soon as you get 3 oils, you're better off with a wholesale account. Plus, they get delivered to your door. It's the best way to get access to the essential oils. And you also get access to the loyalty rewards program, which is the smartest method to get your essential oils. You can earn free product points, and you get these this order that you can customize on a monthly basis delivered to your door. So that ends the slideshow. And what I would like to do is say hello. And I've got a couple of oils here. So I have Elevation, Serenity. I actually put this on before we did this presentation. And Serenity, one that I use at night before I go to bed, and one of the first oils that I had profound effects from. My wife came to me and said, "Oh, you know, I'm taking these essential oils internally. It's really helping with my stomach." "Oh, that's great, baby. You're putting it in your mouth. Cool." And then I tried this, and my sleeplessness just drastically improved. I was able to dream again. It's amazing. I've had so many people that have started to dream again. So cool. Why would you want to miss out on dreams? Citrus Bliss, great in the diffuser, really uplifting. And Balance, my Zen oil, bottoms of the feet every day. Really good for menopausal women as well, in combination with Solace or Claritam, just to even out those emotions. I've had really good results with that one. So what I wanted to do is ask you guys if you had any questions, and also wanted to share a couple of links with you as well. So I'm going to share this link with you to start with. So that is to get access to that chart that I showed you about which oils to use up to your physical ailment. So if you head to that link there, then you will get this website, which I'll bring up right now. Have you ever been in a vortex? Because that was just one. Here's the Share Success website. Okay, so if you head to the Share Success website, which is sharesuccess.com, and you just go to the library link, which is right here, click on that. Probably the best way to find this table is by clicking in, just creating your own search. You can do that by saying Control F and typing in emotional roots. Melt will do. And if you click on download, then that will begin to download. It'll open up and you'll have this fantastic resource where you can look at addressing your emotional root, so you can be relaxed, balanced, and clear-headed, and get through a lot of those physical ailments that you might be experiencing too often rather than not. So that concludes our presentation tonight, and I wanted to see if anybody has any questions out there. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to submit them now if you'd like. And I'll give you a minute just to submit those. So if nobody has any questions, I'm going to leave you with a drop of balance in the palm of your hands. Running light here. This is one of our favorites. Ramming it into your palms. Having a nice, deep, relaxing inhale. Applying it to the back of your neck. And just appreciating this moment with you and these amazing essential oils. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Hope you had got something out of the presentation, and look forward to seeing you next time. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.